At this rate, I'll be forever known as that one guy who talks into a mic, superimposed top stock footage of narcotics and foreign currency. I'm okay with this. Alright, guys, today, because I fucking hate myself, we will be talking about none other than the Wojak comedian himself, Steve Hofstetter. See, there is nothing more insufferable than a person who thinks they are better than what they are, and Steve Hofstetter barely deserves to be an opener for Amy Schumer. Where do I even begin with how much of a smarmy, pompous cunt this guy is? Here will do nicely.
American citizens should be guaranteed the right to vote, and I hope that you exercise it this fucking week. More of you should have fucking cheered. That's a huge fucking problem. You're in agreement. I'm just saying, all right, and I'm gonna go off script for a second here. The reason I'm here, the reason I'm in Florida, is every 4 years I come down and do shows in Florida right before the election, because you guys have a tendency to fuck things up. I know you know the state's history, but y'all decide the president, which is ridiculous. Sorry, Florida, that's fucking ridiculous. That Florida decides the leader of the free world. You got what? Talking about Obama? No, I'm not. Why?
Why not?
Why not? No. You brought it up, sir.
Democrats fuck it up, Republicans fix their fuck up.
Democrats fuck it up, Republicans fix their fuck up. Did you major, are you an economist by any chance?
You see, my man, when people come to your show, they expect to get a laugh, not to be force-fed your milquetoast leftist politics. And that's not me saying comedians who are left-leaning can't be funny. They absolutely can. Stephen Colbert's roast of George Bush is legendary.
I stand by this man. I stand by this man because he stands for things. Not only for things, he stands on things. Things like aircraft carriers and rubble and recently flooded city squares. And that sends a strong message that no matter what happens to America, she will always rebound with the most powerfully staged photo ops in the world.
This guy, I'm not gonna try and say his name because I figure I'll butcher it, but he's fucking hilarious. Meanwhile, people like Hannah Gadsby just aren't funny. But what Hannah lacks, though, and this guy absolutely has, is Hannah is not a massive fucking cunt. She's just not funny. This Steve guy is a cunt. And I know comedy is subjective, right? But at least in my opinion, this guy is not nearly funny enough to justify how much of a massive prick he is.
I see where like a bunch of drag performers were like along a table, one was doing a heart, and there was a long table, and they were all there, and a lot of the religious conservatives thought they were making fun of the Last Supper, but it was actually the Feast of Dionysius.
It's so funny. Sorry, I'm allergic to the bullshit. It's so There's so many things you can break down from that. One, the idea that they think that that's the only place there's ever been a long table. Because they don't have friends over. But also, the idea that they were surprised by drag performers at the Olympics in Paris.
You know, the funny thing is, I actually agree with everything he said in this clip. How can you be so correct yet still miss the mark, my guy? The long table gag is kind of funny, but incredibly predictable. The I'm allergic to bullshit bit is honestly pretty fucking cliche. Also, didn't Smosh make fun of the stereotype that all people from Paris are like feminine or gay? Like 13 odd years ago? Wouldn't saying Paris is known for cross-dressing be perpetuating like a really negative stereotype?
Opa! Down low.
Is Pierre gay?
Anthony, not all Frenchmen are gay. That sounds a little bit racist.
Okay, well, earlier today he was doing some really questionable things. This is the living room, and I'll show you. Why are you holding my hand?
Why would I not? What?
What are you doing?
Looking at gay porn?
Okay, that might be a little gay! Anthony, you can't be so racist. Just because his culture is different, it doesn't mean you could spread lies about his sexual orientation.
He was looking at gay porn.
And who doesn't from time to time?
True.
Okay, I take it back. This guy's based. And I don't like hecklers, right? Irregardless of where they lean politically. They're simply there to stir shit and try and disrupt the show. Those people are fucking annoying. But when you're annoying in equal proportion, I don't exactly have a lot of sympathy for you. There's a reason I can watch Troy Bond or Bill Burr completely annihilate some heckler in their audience, and it gets a laugh out of me every fucking time.
You're white, trying to like talk about no, and you.
My probation officer is here now. I don't know who the fuck you're mad at, but it's not me.
No, a white person trying to make fun of black people.
See, now you're crying, and I was just trying to make you laugh.
No, don't do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna make fun. I was trying to be empathetic.
It wasn't funny.
It was not.
No. I don't care. You try to like laugh at that shit. That's
How dare I at a comedy club? She came here for a TED Talk.
You can only ask questions about what the guy did. You can never ask about the woman. Why is that? Why is that? What is that? What does answer him right mean? What does that mean? Are you the idiot who got up halfway through the special during the bit and you're like walking around like I'm not fucking taping a special here? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Fucking had to ignore all of that and now you're gonna like yell out? And not only that, yell something that makes no fucking sense whatsoever? Answer him! Answer him! Every fucking special I do, there's always one. Always right down the fucking middle. Talking about hitting women, sweetheart. And I think you just added another reason. Jesus fucking Christ. Love this. I'm not even in a relationship with her, and she's fucking nagging me.
Because they don't just sit there and insult the person, they actually make it funny. You flinging IQ-related insults at these Republican or Libertarian people in your audience is not comedy, it's just annoying. It's like the high schooler who just figured out he can beat the shit out of the nerd and take his lunch money. You're not treading new ground here. And yeah, this is probably like a no true Scotsman kind of thing, but you can shove off your fucking ass. No true comedian? Goddamn, gets the fallacies right.
If you want to interrupt me in front of all these people...
Mind passing me that bottle of vodka you're holding there, pal? Figure I could use it more than you at the moment.
Someone messaged me and asked me if, as a Jewish person, do I get offended when people casually use the word kosher in conversation? And I said, nah, that's kosher. Why would that offend me? She said, well, because it's cultural appropriation. I said, no, it isn't. She said, sure it is. Anytime you use another culture's words, that is cultural appropriation. I said, well, you're gonna hate to find out that the word culture is French. Yeah. Oui. And the word appropriation, that's Latin. The Romans, the culture that appropriated everything. You have culturally appropriated the phrase cultural appropriation from the great appropriators themselves. Not everything is cultural appropriation. Sometimes we are just learning about each other, and to me that is as American as apple pie, which is Dutch.
Wow, I've never seen somebody so completely and so perfectly dismantle the idea that cultural appropriation is a thing, and then still imply that it is actually a thing, just that people saying kosher isn't an example of it. Alright, well, you know, baby steps. We'll get there eventually, Steve. We can't all fully realize that the notion of cultural appropriation is bullshit, and that 99% of people indulging in other cultures are doing so out of earnest and not some sort of racist vendetta, yet still get accused of it regardless, and that the 1% of people that are just fucking racist, and we didn't need to invent some new dumb fuck term to call them out. It's almost as if it's just a dog whistle for stupid people to call Wendigoon a Nazi. No, I guess you actually have to be a liberal and not just wear the skin suit of liberalism to actually understand this stuff. But we'll get you there, buddy, I promise. And before anybody comments, but he's criticizing it, doesn't that mean he's saying all of those things you mentioned? Yes, it is a good argument for why cultural appropriation doesn't exist, and the mere notion of it is contradictory, but he doesn't say that. Because he believes it does exist, just that it's not him who's doing the appropriating. By God, I hope that pendulum swings in his direction. See, if he actually believed that it didn't exist, he would have just done what he did to those Republicans that he thinks less of, and called the lady telling him this a fucking idiot. It's called contextual evidence, guys. Put your keyboards the fuck down. I feel like if I turn this into a series, considering I did a similar video regarding Jimmy Kimmel, this is just going to be me highlighting comedians I actually fucking like. I hate it here. At this point, I think you see what I'm getting at. This guy is an asshole without having the chops to back it up. Frankly, not the most deadly of the cardinal internet sins you could commit, just annoying enough for me to want to talk about it just a little bit. But listening to this guy's stand-up makes me want to cram 48 cherry pits down my throat until the cyanide starts leaking out my pores. So I'll leave it at that. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.